So, big move this week. I'm moving house. Yeah, moving house this week. So, I'm up against it. I'm having jobs still coming in on the day I'm moving, the day after I move, which it's just got to be done. I can't avoid it. I can't turn the work down. It's not ideal, but we have to work around it. Hopefully the broadband and everything is moved across so I can do my work and send it off to the clients, because that is another issue in itself. But the main reason why I want to talk about this is with this is sort of like a big thing where, you know, obviously people move houses all the time, or they move buildings or business premises, and the upheaval of obviously moving all this desk, which has got to be dismantled, all my camera gear, all the little loose bits. I've got card over there, backdrops, material, bits and bobs I use for building sets. It's a bit of a headache, to be honest. But in the interim, having a great removal agency come, and they're going to pack everything. A lot of what I've got, apart from some collectibles and stuff which I've got up there, is keeping it all into its sort of fixed places with boxes. So, you know, I've got like my card in boxes or sleeves that are, you know, card backdrops. And apart from it keeps it nice and clean and tidy, it also makes things easy for me to access. So, you know, if you go there and you think, well, I need like a black backdrop, I know that it's going to be in that sleeve with all the other blacker backdrops, so like charcoal, faded grey, so on and so forth. And it's quite good to be organised, especially with like things like backdrops and like materials you use, just purely for the fact that if you keep it tidy, it's not going to get damaged. You won't have to replace it every time you do a shoot, because it's either get dirty or it's been creased, or if you've been utilising objects, especially if you haven't like damaged them in any way, like you've had to cut material and stuff, try and keep them nice and tidy and clean. It makes all this, I mean, it's relatively tidy. I've got lots of cables and stuff, but it's worth doing. It's the same with when I do shoots. I've done a recent shoot for sort of a card company I do work for. They've sent me some new decks over to shoot this week, and what I've done is, as silly as it sounds, some people go, oh no, I'll just do it off my phone, off the computer. But I've printed out like the check sheet, like, so it's got what they want, what the images are for, like, so whether it's social media, for promotion. This is for a Kickstarter campaign, which is, yeah, it's due this month. And then I've got basically all the notes that I need to work to, and I can tick them off as I go along, because we're doing a red deck and a black deck. And it just gives me something to work to, and it is worth having a check sheet, even if it's handwritten and the client has just given you 5 images they need. If you've got a check sheet, you can do it. If there's anything else extra you do, you can just sign it off. And it's just about being organised. And when you do like shoots, when when you're just shooting, I suppose, products mainly, but like if you go to like houses and stuff, like, so if you're doing interior design, houses or architecture, it's worth having a check sheet with the client, because if there's something that they specifically need which you might not notice, you know, like a sort of a form of building they did on the actual premise. But then also you should have a check sheet in your head, which is like your muscle memory stuff, which you can go through and go, right, I've got this angle, I've got the wide angle, I've got the head-on angle, got the drone stuff, got the rear shot, you know, looking through the doors, the corridors, hallways, and getting those like long focal length shots. And the reason why it's worth doing that is you can tick all of this off and make sure you've covered every angle when you deliver those images, and then you will have no issue when you come back to the computer, especially if you've had to drive like, you know, a couple of hours to a job, and then thinking, I've just missed that. And, you know, rather than saying, well, I'll overshoot everything, which is, yeah, you know, we can do that, but even if you overshoot stuff, you can still tie yourself up and make errors. So this is sort of like a foolproof way of getting all the work done and sorted, and it just makes your life easier. And then you can come back, you can relax, just do the editing, the fun part, and seeing what you've done. And so this is what it's all about. There is mess in here. Being a bit organised. I don't think you need to be completely like fastidious and like have everything labelled. There are people which like label their lenses, label their cameras, and God knows what else. And it's up to you what you want to do. But I think if you organise stuff, if you create some lists or some go-to lists, even if they're on your computer, on your phone and stuff, you can quickly analyse them, and it will make you feel more comfortable when you're doing work. Or like me, when I'm moving, I know where everything is. I know what's got to be packed, what hasn't got to be packed. And obviously when the removal firms come and do this, they will just label this as the office, and everything will go back into the office in the new house. So I think I'm ready. I say that, I keep getting notifications. And that's it. So I might get another couple more videos in this week, depending how busy I am. But if not, then this will change, and it will probably be a bit more dilapidated than this. But we'll start shooting some new content and trying to do some bits and bobs about how I work, why I work like that. And also the main key is how I turn stuff around so quick. See you next time.